Yeah,
I hit it. Oh,
it's almost like the housing market with coins at auctions. They're just
yeah.
stupid. So nobody's in the side chat yet. So good morning to no one. Welcome to the 14th Silverhair Stacker Show.
Good morning, Todd.
So Tom and I were just sitting here chit chatting about.
Lori said she'd be here in a few minutes.
Sorry, auctions. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the online auctions around here are pretty good. I like the online auctions that you can go on one day and do a preview and then the
Right.
auction starts the next day. That way I can go with a clipboard and take my phone so I can take cameras of pictures of lots I want to buy and um, have a lot better idea of the value that's sitting there. But if it's online and it's pictures only, that's a tougher decision.
Do you ever go to any
Buying,
estate auctions?
yeah, I like estate auctions. I just,
They don't seem to around here. They don't seem to have a lot of estate auctions. They just price everything, and that's what it is.
yeah, there's an auction company not too far from, well, they're about 40 miles from here. They have pretty good live auctions. This letter is from them. They got a mail out list.
Right.
Let's see where this one is. Haven't even opened this one yet. But I got on their mailing list and they send me a, yeah, this one's in Comanche, Texas on October 9th
That's my
for
mom's
the
birthday.
estate of Margaret Waring. And then they have a list of all the stuff that they're
Oh wow.
selling.
They I don't know. It just seems like it would the auction the auction format would be a lot better for estate sales. You could blow it out in a day instead of letting it stretch for 3 and 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah, regular estate sales, live estate sales in the homes. I do buy from them, and I get way more stuff at regular estate sales than I do from thrift stores. I gave up on thrift stores. Oh, it's just not worth the time for what you can get out of them. But a rummage sale here is pretty good, but those
Yeah.
estate sales, just practically every one of them is way overpriced. I'm like, dang, you want a bunch of stuff left at the end that you're not going to sell.
Well, I mentioned
But
it. I'm sure I mentioned it once before. Some friends of ours, they built a new house and they bought a bunch of new furniture, and they were their children were out on their own, so they were trying to get rid of just a bunch of stuff, and they had an auction company. They took out what they wanted, and the rest of it, um, they had an auction company come in and auction it off. And he said he was surprised how much money they made off of that junk, as he called it,
yeah,
but just not have to deal with it. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning.
hi Lori.
Good morning. Oh, how's everybody this morning?
I'm a little.
Fair to partly cloudy.
Yeah,
60% chance of rain.
pretty much same here. fact, it was sprinkling when I come over here, so
Pretty sunny
Dreary
the
day.
next several days, but then it starts raining again.
a dreary day. Good day to take measurements of clothing.
Yep.
Where's everybody in
ain't
the chat?
There isn't anybody in the side chat
I
coming
know,
on.
because like, where's everybody at?
Where's my crew? I think I drove everybody off. They're so tired of me. They're ready to have Valerie back.
Is there nobody in there at all?
No, not seeing anybody.
Well,
Well, it says there's 3 watching, but one of them's me. I turned it on YouTube side.
the other one's probably Bridget, because she's too good to say anything anymore.
She's busy. Her working.
She's making money. Yeah, she's got to stay on top of Chris, or Chris will slack off on her. Lori, have you seen the on like YouTube the VJs, the virtual DJs? Okay, well it's with these people that they've taken like anime, Mayish looking characters, and they've I don't know how they do it, but they instead of you being here, there would be this character would be on the screen, and when you move your head, they move their head and they blink their eyes.
Like an avatar.
Yeah.
Kind of like that new show on TV.
And that's what Todd needs to get. He needs to get him one of those, one of those
avatars.
Really suave looking avatars,
Yeah. Give me one that looks like Brad Pitt or something. Just do it.
The butler from the Black Butler, if you know what that is, Lori. Anyway, I just thought
the Black Butler.
Yeah, the Black Butler. Oh. It's he's a demon and all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
Anyway, Roberta and I were watching something last night because I just find it amazing,
Well, that's like that that singing show. Have you seen that yet? That it's on tonight. It comes on after Masked Singer. But they're avatars. It's really, really neat how they do it. I mean, they come out on stage and everything, and it's probably it's all done with projectors and all that. But still, it's so cool. It's the neatest thing I've ever seen.
Is it like the holograms?
Yeah, but they get to create their own avatar, and they wear this suit with all the sensors on it.
Right.
I mean, even when they cry, their avatar cries. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I can't remember the name of it though. Crap.
I'll have to look for it.
It's on Fox on our here. It's on Fox, local Fox channel, but let me see if I can find that.
I find all that kind of stuff fascinating, how they can do it.
It's really, really cool. I enjoy watching it.
Do they do that live, or is that pre-recorded and then they dub it in or something?
I don't know how they do it, but to us it's live. I guess they've pre-recorded it, for the judges and all that. So but it's just really, really neat.
What's really gets me is that if they keep on with their animation in like in the games, it's getting really good.
It's called Alter Ego.
It will be a case where they won't be using real actors. They'll just, if they got the right voice, they'll just build an avatar around them. So I went to the grocery store yesterday, like I do every day, and I checked out back on the clearance section. They had some little boxes of the foils, like you'd put in a turkey cooking gadget. Looks like a big crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
For 62 cents, and they're selling for like $13.80 shipped.
Wow.
So I bought what they had and listed them. I'll take $5 profit.
Hey, $5 is $5. That's the way I look at it. And $1 is $1.
Well, That's what I was talking to this person about the other day. They were talking about, well, how much is a much? How much is enough profit? I said, if you need $10 to pay your rent, you know,
Mm-hmm.
$10, 10 $1 items will make up that $10. Hey, Beth. But I said, it just depends on how much you need.
Hi, Nikki.
But then again, I was talking to
Nikki.
another person. I said, dude, you need to go get a job. You have no experience. You have no experience. You have no account. It's going to take a year. It's going to take several months before you can even start. Even if you hit it hard, before you can get your listings up and stuff like that, because you're only allowed 10 listings when you start off.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Beth. How far, Sadie?
Hey, Mr. Sadie. Mr. Sadie retired?
No,
Or is it? This is just before he goes to work.
he's a youngster. Oh, he's got such a good boss. He can just work whenever he feels like it.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, which probably makes him work more than he should. But
Well, if it's like
I never had
anybody
a
else,
boss like that.
if he shows up for work and does his job, he's worth whatever they pay him. Because
Yeah.
when I was at the grocery store, the aisles are bare, and I said, "Are we running into a shortage again?" They said, "Yeah, a shortage of people to get the stuff from the back of the store to the front of the store." He says, "We got a warehouse back there full. We just can't get it all out on the floor." They said the
Crazy.
priority is dairy.
Sadie is at work. He just gets to play on YouTube while he's at work. Dang, what
Oh,
a
is
good
he?
job.
Oh, okay.
He's already talked about how good his boss is, and then now he gets to just play around instead of actual work. That's the kind of job I want if I was
Uh,
still working.
Mr. Sadie probably says, "Hey, boss, it's kind of slow around here today. Let's go get the boat and go fishing."
Yeah.
Yep. He gave us that video tour of his boss's house one time. God, that guy lives like a king. He's got a beer room the size of half of my house.
He's got a what?
Just a beer room. It's
A
just
beer.
it's got grills, and it's got, I don't know how many coolers just stocked up with cases and cases of beer. And right out the door of the beer room is a huge swimming pool. And yeah.
He must be getting ready for Zombie-geddon.
Yeah.
Sadie, when he's out there helping the guy at his place, rides around on the golf cart. His property's so big. The less you see your boss, the more you get done. Yeah. Always liked to work better when when I was just at work working and nobody was bothering me. Boss hanging around just makes things kind of annoying sometimes.
And then you had that little job with all those little youngins, and that just really kept you going.
Yeah. Set the alarm
You
for
had high
5:30
schoolers.
and come home about 5 p.m. That was my life for 30.
You had high schoolers, correct?
Junior high and high school.
Oh, you had junior high and high school. That was like our band director. He taught over at the junior high during the morning and high school in the afternoon, because we usually had marching practice afterwards or concert practice.
Yep. I know it was rewarding, but I'm done. Stick a fork in me.
You must have, you had to have liked music or instruments, playing that kind of stuff to go into that job, because that's not an easy job.
Yeah. Well, the way I looked at it when I first started going to college and deciding what I wanted to be when I grew up was playing music and being in the band was about the best thing I knew how to do. So I just said, well, might as well make a career out of it. So I did. Anyway.
Hey, good morning, Sarcastic.
How's Sarcastic? Man, he put out a good silver video. Everybody go look at his silver video. He makes some good sense. I don't know. I watched it, and he thinks we're going to have I don't want to put words in your mouth, Sarcastic, but he made it sound like we're going to have $1 reset by the end of the year.
$1 reset.
Yeah, like people are going to lose confidence in the dollar, and you better buy up some gold and silver now because it's fixing to hit the fan. But I'm not. Our people in charge have kicked the can so far down the road. I don't see them stopping. You know, it's like in 2008, 9, 10, I thought, there is no way that America can bail out all these banks and companies and do all this quantitative easing. And then lately it's been the stimulus money and everybody gets a check and you don't have to work. We'll pay you to stay away from work. They just keep doing it. I thought in 2010, America was going to run out of money then, and people would I thought the economy would implode then, but it didn't.
You know, and I told this young lady who was a friend of the family recently. I told her, I said, you're going to pay for this stuff. You wanting all the wealthy people to pay for this stuff? You're going to pay for this stuff. And you better start learning Chinese. Because one of these days they're going to foreclose on us. Oh, that's not going to happen. There's 3 of them for every one of us. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Well, Mike the Rich have always put money into holdings that would last forever. It's not just recently. Hi, Kathy. Are we still using pennies? Yeah, that's. I don't understand that. Even more baffling to me is because the government has to step in and bail out the post office all the time. Why do they keep raising their rates? They're going to bail them out anyway. Doesn't matter.
And I end up throwing a 5-pound box of junk mail away every week. I mean, a month. You know, I don't know why. That's what they need to raise the rates on. They need to raise it on that because I have to go by my trash can, my recycling bin on the way to the kitchen door and picking up my mail. And I stop there and I start chunking mail.
Bum crack picker. He's speaking Chinese in the side chat. Morning, Bum. I don't know what that says. It probably says.
That's okay, Bum Crack. Y'all be right behind us. Because when we go down, everybody goes down.
That's funny, Bum Crack.
He's got such a sense of humor.
I don't even know how you change it over to Chinese script, but apparently Bum Crack knows how to. But yeah. You know, Biden's won a $4 trillion budget. I'm like, God, where does that money come from? I mean, I sent them a bunch of money, but if you divide it out an equal portion of $4 trillion, I didn't send them that much. I mean, if you just divide up the amount of money that Americans send in taxes, that's probably only like two trillion a year. So they're going 2 or 3 trillion over every year. It's just amazing. How can they do that, and how long can they keep it up? So I'm like, I don't know. On a good note from that, though, the money I've had in mutual funds that were tied to stock markets, that's gone up.
Well, good.
They made me money.
I'm glad you're participating in that Ponzi scheme.
Well, for 2021, the stock market's up like 30%. I'm like, how is that even possible? Well, it's all the stimulus money that a lot of people have gotten, and they just shoved it into stocks.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're supposed to have been stimulating the economy by spending it, but there's enough people out there that that were socking their way in the savings account, or investing it in something.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just people. There was stimulus for businesses too.
Yeah.
Probably a greater portion of the stimulus money was going to businesses. And instead of making their products cheaper or better or anything else, they just plowed it into the stock market. Oh my God. How much longer can this go on?
If you go to the grocery store, you don't see any of the sales that you used to see before all the stimulus and all that kind of mess.
Yeah.
I mean, Lipton tea bags were 224 packs for 224 family size tea bags for $4, and now it's like $6.
Yep. So I don't know that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
The amount of money getting printed off for stupid stuff is worrying me a whole lot more than who the people doing it are.
Yeah. Well, I think it's my opinion that they need to do a mandatory balanced budget and start a value added tax for it to pay that debt off. Because the rich people are not going to tax the rich. The rich are not going to pay it. They got people that spend. They spend a lot of money to make sure they don't pay taxes.
Well,
I
think
the people who can pay it off is the people that drop $5,000 for a daggum pocketbook. That's the kind of stuff that costs $28 to make, if that much.
Yeah.
It's going to get us out of this. It's going to take some hard decisions, and I don't think we have the political people up there that'll are willing to make the decisions because they don't want to be reelected.
Yeah. I think we're too far down the road though to turn around. There's no way. Even if the government went on 10% of what it spends now, there's no way that the taxes would pay off the debt.
Well, that's the reason I said we're going to have a value-added tax.
Well,
because just to earmarked to paying off the national debt. Because I'm going to be honest with you, in my opinion, and I'm not an analyst or anything like that, our debt starts going down, the value of the dollar will go up.
Well, sure.
And then when these little podunk countries that we are only like 9/10 of 90 cents out for every one of their $1, and they don't really accomplish anything. That shit would stop. Everybody would be back on the American dollar. But that's my opinion.
Yeah. Everybody's got opinions.
Yep. But if we don't get some good opinions up there soon, this country's gonna go down the tubes.
But we've said we need a balanced budget since forever.
Yeah.
Since Nixon.
It's just got to.
Isn't it strange that the president who came the closest to a balanced budget was
Impeached. Or almost impeached?
No, it was dang it, Monica Lewinsky's boyfriend,
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. He came the closest to, and that's so strange because he wasn't particularly good with money, but he did a lot of military cutbacks, and well, he just almost balanced the budget, and everybody's like, this is. Of course, he's way more moderate than those idiots we got up there now. I'd a whole lot rather have Bill Clinton than the morons we got up there now. Not that he was any bright.
There's so many add-ons. First of all, that's the thing that needs to be done. One bill, one topic. Don't have a bill for road construction and add on restocking the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. You know, another $500 million for that. Stop that kind of crap. I mean, it's just North Carolina is a constitutional balanced budget. They have to have a balanced budget.
Yeah, the cigar messed him up. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody loves to get on him, but God, he's not near as bad as what we got now.
He apparently is the last president that's been able to work with the Congress, get Congress to work with him and blah, blah, blah. So he's just a sexist womanizer.
Yep.
And I say that in jest. Kathy Renault, how are you, my dear? Blue dress Bill. I bet you if that thing went to auction, God only knows what that would go for.
Thousands.
I think it would start paying on $1 million.
Yeah, Reagan would have balanced the budget too if he hadn't spent so much money on military. I mean, he spent a lot during his presidency on military, which because of that we got the Soviet Union to break up and normalized a lot of the world into being like people you could get along with instead of what it was turning into or what it had been. But that cost a lot of money, so his budget wasn't balanced. It'd take Carter back
don't start dissing on Jimmy now.
Yeah, Jimmy wasn't. He was better than a lot of people thought.
Yeah.
If any,
I think his heart was in the right place. His just didn't have a good grip on how to get some of the stuff he wanted accomplished.
Yep. Who beat him out the second term? And was it Reagan?
Reagan.
Okay. Reaganomics. Yeah, we're gonna trickle down. That didn't work out real good, but would have worked out better if we hadn't spent quite so much on military at that time. Now the amount he spent on military is just a drop in the bucket compared to what we spent at Afghanistan. Jeez. I think I read a figure where we spent $2 trillion in Afghanistan. $2 trillion.
Jeez.
That's
our country suffers, and they spend that much overseas.
That's almost half of the U.S. budget that's lined up for this year.
But people just won't say no. They just will not say no. No, we cannot afford this. No, we can't. We just can't do that. They just will not say no.
No, because they want to take it from us to pay for it.
Well,
sorry, I didn't mean to get so political. We're supposed to be a
right.
reselling or a silver channel, but whatever.
So, anybody sell anything yesterday?
I did. I had a auction closed for $125 on those airsoft pistols. So I'm happy with that. And I sold a couple things on Macari and a Hot Wheel on eBay. So 2 eBay sales and 2 Macari sales.
You seem to be just moving right along with that Macari.
It's doing really good. I'm going to do a bar chart and compare the two for last month and see how well it actually did. And I think it beat out eBay.
Now, don't start doing them charts and figures now, because that just kind of like glazes me over.
It's for I like the visual side of stuff, so I love to do that. So,
yeah, I got 3 items going out, but that's $177, so pretty good value items. Got a gold pendant going out and a pair of boots that sold pretty high dollar.
Where the hell is that?
Well, I got one that it's already in the mailbox, one that they canceled, and one they haven't paid for yet.
You already shipped it and they haven't paid for it?
No. I said I've got one that's already been paid for and in the
Hi, Valerie.
Mailbox.
Hello.
Hey, Valerie.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, Valerie.
Your
There was a
car.
porn movie called The
What?
Boss
What?
Lady. Boss Lady. There was a porn movie called that.
Oh,
Good to know. I forgot about that one. I didn't.
so
I,
that's what you think about when you see Valerie come on the show is porn?
No, when I saw Boss Lady pop up there, that's what made me. I started chuckling.
Okay.
Because Valerie, she is such an angel of purity as can be. Get over here.
She's just like a fresh snowfall right there.
That's right, pure as a snow.
yellow as can be.
Yeah, yellow as can be. You on the way to the bag lot sale?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm way early.
Did you go to one
Chilling
yesterday
till it
too?
starts.
I did go yesterday.
Cool.
How many truckloads did you buy yesterday?
Actually, I didn't get a whole lot because I had a crackhead that wanted to be in competition with me. So
How do you know they're a crackhead? Did you ask them?
The way that they were talking about 50 miles a minute, and
Constantly doing that.
they couldn't sit still. I mean, you can tell when somebody's tripping on
all
something.
over the place.
And Valerie's a medical professional. She knows that stuff.
And she was older. I mean, she looked like she was about 90 years old, but in reality, she was probably about 50. She just didn't look healthy. She was super, super skinny, and she had a couple of other people with her that you could tell they were on the same shit. So, yeah. So she was, I don't think she knew who I was, but she was talking about me to the other people because she was saying, there's this lady, I'm glad I'm here because she got there first. And she's like, I'm glad I'm here first because I'm going to go in there and that lady, she takes everything off of the rack, and you don't even have a chance. And she said, I'm gonna do it. I'm getting that rack. So I was like, okay. And they said, well, what does she do with it? And they said, well, she sells on eBay. And the guy says, well, do you have a eBay account? And she said, no, but I'm gonna get one. And I was like, oh, honey, you go right on ahead.
Have at it.
You go right on ahead. See how you like it.
We used to have a group of crackheads come into the Home Depot while I was working there.
Mm-hmm.
And they would always get associates to help them pick out stuff to buy. And they would load up a cart. And then they would go to the checkout and just leave the cart and walk out.
Oh,
I don't know
so
what
fun.
was so entertaining about that, but so I don't know how many times they would call me from whatever department they had me working in and say, hey, go restock this stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody left a basket full, and you go, yeah, I saw who was doing that. And they would tie up an associate's time, you know, they'd go there and ask questions about a jigsaw or something. You'd tell them, and well, I'll get a couple of those, and they would put them in their cart. And then at
Valerie,
checkout, they just left it and walked out.
Yeah.
Did you see Valerie? Did you see what your girlfriend said?
I did not. I don't have this. Let me put the chat
She said, Carol said, a skinny lady who clears the rack. Are you sure you weren't looking in a mirror? Yeah, but Valerie don't look like a crackhead, and she don't look 90 years old.
Funny. You're so funny. That's hilarious. No, but you know, so she goes in. As soon as she gets in there, she goes to the rack that I always go to, I clear it, and she's like, I'm claiming this whole rack. I'm like, no, you can't do that. It's not yours until it goes in your basket, honey. And she's like, this is she threw her purse on the floor. She didn't even have a cart. So she was trying to get the other person that she came with to bring her cart over. She had all these, she was trying to gather them up with her arms. She was acting a dang fool is what she was doing. She's bringing all kinds of attention to herself. I don't do that. If somebody's looking at the stuff, I'm not going to take it out of their hands. I don't want to bring attention to myself. So, and she totally did that. So I was just like, let her do what she needs to do. And I mean, I went over to the same rack and I started, whatever end she was on, I went to the opposite and started going from the other end. She was getting so frustrated with me. She wanted the whole thing.
Now, let me tell you something, Missy. You come out here, I better not start getting phone calls from the CMPD because you're fighting with these old ladies out at the bins now.
Nah.
Because I'm going to tell you what, some of them ladies out there are hostile.
Well, sure. I mean, I think that's normal for people to be upset about, somebody getting their stuff or, moving in on their territory or whatever. I think I'll do well out there as far as sourcing, but it probably isn't going to be. It's probably going to be a whole lot of yard sales and a whole lot of Facebook pickups and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, because we're a lot higher populated out here than where you're at.
Yeah. I don't think that like the majority of my inventory is going to come from thrift stores.
Our thrift stores are getting very expensive out here.
Yeah, I don't, because I don't want none of that. But yeah, I mean I've got a couple of ideas. So I should
You'll
be
do
okay.
well. You'll do
I
well
should
out
be all
here.
right. Yeah. So
North Carolina's probably a lot like Texas. There's, the thrift stores no good. I find plenty of stuff at auctions and garage sales and whatnot.
yeah.
No,
Lordy knows I got stuff to lose.
see, our yard sales tend to be Saturday only. We don't have
Yeah.
a lot of Friday ones. And I've not seen a Sunday one in a long time.
Yeah.
So, but we have a lot of social groups with, when I say like junior league and stuff like that, that have thrift stores and different animal adoption groups and stuff like that have thrift stores out here. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff out here, and their prices are not like Goodwill's.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to kind of think outside the box a little bit, and on how to get inventory. But I really don't. I'm really not worried about it, to tell you the truth.
Well, you've made it work out there in Podunk, Texas. I mean, Kansas. Excuse me, Todd.
Yeah.
Kansas, out in the middle of nowhere. The way you talk, you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
I think you'll do well out here. Because even though we have a high population out here, I don't think there's that many resellers.
Yeah. I'm not really, I mean, there's always going to be competition out there, and
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about it. I mean, I just have to do the best that I can, and if I've got to go off and maybe do a little more shoes, or maybe I can't find enough, I really don't think that's going to be a problem. So
Because you know what, a lot of people, because like I said earlier, before everybody came in, I've had people talk to me about, selling on eBay and getting started and whatnot. And some of them I've told them, I said, you don't waste your time. And they said, why? I said, because you're too lazy. And
just tell them like it is, right?
That's right, because it takes a lot of. I mean, look at Kathy Renault. She's in the audience, so I'm not talking behind her back. She used to be a big seller. She got lazy. Now she's living off her husband's money. Laying by the pool,
That ain't right,
drinking
Tom.
margaritas. There's easier way to make money. Marry it. No, I'm just kidding, Kathy. I love you like my luggage.
I love you like my luggage.
Yeah.
Everything takes effort. Everything takes money. I mean, not money.
Sure.
It takes time, and it takes a lot of. You got to be in the right mindset to sit down like Bridget does, and you do. Y'all sit down and y'all list 50 things in a day.
Yeah.
You got to be in the right mindset for that.
Yeah, it's not for the faint of
There
heart.
she is.
Mm-mm.
Same to you, Tom.
I see that. But
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like I tell my kids, my son's getting into reselling, and I said, you got to want it bad enough. You got to want to make the money. You got to put the work into it to make it benefit you. So you can't just set it and forget it.
Mm-mm.
Todd, Todd just does it to keep the old gray matter going. He's not worried about money. He just likes playing.
Kinda, sorta, but I don't know if I would have been a very good full-time reseller. Because
You mean in your younger years?
Yeah, if I don't know. I just don't know if at age 25 I would have been as good a reseller as I am now, or would have worked hard enough to make a full-time income and pay the insurance and buy the diapers and keep health insurance on everybody and contribute to a savings plan and have, I don't know if I could work it hard enough to be full time in it. I know it's possible.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people that do it full time.
Yeah.
But and that's their full income.
You got to work it like a job.
But I don't know. Since I don't have to work it that hard is probably one of the biggest reasons I don't.
It's the gray-haired syndrome, Todd. Maturity brings back different a way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
And
truth be told, if I had a cheaper lifestyle than I do, I could probably live on what I make on eBay now, because it's not horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't like to live like that, but I could if push came to shove.
Yeah.
I had a friend, and she's passed away. She was a history professor down at the University of South Carolina. And every time a gray-haired person, she would have, like there was this lady that was like 70 years old. She was working on her bachelor's degree. She'd always tell her classes, the kids in her class, right, fresh out of high school, you better study, because this lady or this man is going to skew the grading curve really bad. Because they would go home, these old folks would go home, and I am an old folk, so I'm not saying that slightly. We'd go home and they would study and they would prepare for class and blah, 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 blah. And when they took their tests, they would make, 98s, 100s, and stuff like that.
Morning,
and then
Julie.
Then Marilyn would have to, that was the professor, she would have to listen to these kids whining about, can you grade it on a curve?
Yep. Hey, Valerie, you got to stop talking bad about your kids now. Julie came in the chat.
Nothing but good things for my daughters.
I'll have to say, your daughter sure did throw off some pretty cute kids. All of them.
You betcha they did.
I got it from Granny.
Oh, that's right. Sally had to work this morning, did she?
Yeah. Sally had to work, so.
So Todd got the stick again.
Tomorrow will be the triumphal return of the Valerie show.
Yep. I'll be back.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
You ready to give it up? I was ready to hand the stick over to you for full time.
No. So,
come on. I've done my 5-year stint.
Yeah, you did. I'm not taking anything away from that, but yeah, I'm pickled. Plus, I've used up all my free minutes with StreamYard.
Yeah, you gotta pay. You gotta pay for it. I pay for it.
I ain't gonna pay for
Todd, it takes a lot of work to do this every morning, doesn't it? I mean, not physical work, but just the mindset of you got to go in there and you got to get everything ready to go, and you gotta be here.
It's not hard.
Okay, he needs to do it for about another month.
Oh well.
I agree. He needs to do it till he figures out that it's hard.
No. See, I'm treating this like I do eBay. I'm just going to work as much as I feel like, and then if I don't feel like, I don't work.
What are you going to do if we lose that time slot, though?
Yeah,
If I start
get-
selling 50 things a day, you know,
I'll turn it over to Laurie and Tom. They know how to start a show.
Mhm.
there you go. Sounds good.
Oh,
How many hours? Well, this is my 14th show, Carol. So after 13 shows, my watch hours went from about 700 hours for the year up to about 1,700 hours.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, so you keep it
So
up for another 28 shows, and you'll be over your 4,000.
Yeah.
the 13 lives gave me about 1,000 hours.
Nice.
So you'd have to do, what's 13 times 4? You'd have to do that 4 times during a calendar year that'd be 40, 50 something shows.
Well,
No,
I
I ain't
might
doing
have
that.
to give you like Tuesday and Thursday
Nah,
every week or something.
nah.
No?
Even if I got AdSense, it wouldn't be enough to spit on.
It's not the money, because
It's
you're
not
not
about
going
the money. If it was
it
about the money, honey, I'd be doing a show like I was, doing 8-hour shows and 12 hours. It ain't about the money.
yeah.
It has
It
nothing to do with the money.
the one thing is, it's you can say, "Oh yeah, I'm monetized." Whether you are, I mean, whether you actually make any money or not, it's not. But you've done the work to get monetized. But the other thing is the
Sure.
fun.
Yeah.
It's the
I like to
fun.
hang out with y'all and shoot the shit for
Mhm.
an hour. It's a
Yeah,
good way to start the day.
That's the only reason I do it, is because it's just fun to be on talking to you guys.
Yeah,
Keeping
especially
up
if
with,
you're cooped up at home.
yeah.
Well, I could go to the golf course and get a crew of guys that goes every morning, or something, and just hang out there. Or
Well, more funner.
Go
I
down
know,
to your local cafe with the Liars Club and sit around and BS for an hour.
yeah,
We keep you young here.
go down to the Dairy Queen and drink coffee with the old geezers.
Oh yeah.
They're there every morning. They're
Because
so
the wives
funny.
say, "Get out."
Mhm.
They'll talk politics, and they talk about women. They talk about, and that's such a funny crew. Every one of them goes to the to the convenience store and buys like 4 or 5 scratch off tickets. And they sit around and
Mm.
talk and do their scratch offs and drink coffee and talk about how good it was back in the day.
Well, that
Yeah,
sounds fun.
I
We
guess.
have that at a little restaurant I go to every now and then. It's called Mom's Restaurant. It's all home cooked, and every time you go in, it don't matter what time of day. Well, they close around 3 o'clock. They're open from like 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. But there's a certain area of tables where it's basically reserved for this particular group, so they all come and go throughout the day, and they're always there. It's neat because you can hear them talking, like Todd said, about the good old days and just cutting up, and it's kind of neat to see that as a
There's
Yeah.
younger.
there's one.
And there's never a sadder group in town when one of them dies.
I
Yeah.
know, it's heartbreaking to
They
watch
just,
them.
yeah, they really, it's the only time you'll see them be downhearted is when one of their group dies, and they really take it on the chin when one of their steady crew members kicks off. I'm not
They used
there
to,
yet. Maybe someday I'll get into something like that.
there's a McDonald's we used to go to on the way towards where Teresa works. Every Saturday there'd be they had like this step down pit area, dining pit in this particular McDonald's. Every Saturday there was a bluegrass group that met there every Saturday and played music for everybody. It was so cool. I mean, it was all different musicians, and they weren't a band or nothing. They just all played bluegrass, down to the tub, the tub with the string and the mop handle, playing that kind of stuff. It was pretty neat to watch and listen to. And some of these guys and gals must have been in their 80s. So
bluegrass keeps you young.
Yeah, I like bluegrass.
I do too. I punish my family when we get in the car and we take a trip. If they're giving me a hard time, I go over to channel 53 on 53? No, 62 on Sirius XM, which is the bluegrass channel, and make them listen to an hour of bluegrass. I
mean, young people today, they don't realize that their music stems from bluegrass, which was brought over from Ireland and Scotland. When all that. They don't understand that that's where all this music that we have today stems from that particular type of Appalachian sound. I know it because I'm a musician, so I know, how the history of it all goes. And I love it. I just, and to sit and watch these guys pick these banjos and these mandolins, and they're just, their fingers just gliding up and down the strings, and it's just like amazing to watch. And I'm like, I mean, I have those instruments too, but I can't play them like that. I mean, it's like, oh my God, just something wonderful happens when they all get together and do that.
Yep. Up in Cherokee, North Carolina, Maggie Valley, North Carolina, which is right beside Cherokee, North Carolina. They used to have the bluegrass band, the bluegrass barn, and it was just a barn. And every Saturday night, they'd have all these bluegrass bands come in and play. It was touristy stuff. We used to go up there camping. And they'd have these kids, little kids, 8, 9, 10, 11, just tearing those instruments up.
Mm-hmm. I love to watch that. I love to watch those youngsters that are doing that. It's like at the in Gatlinburg, at the one Smoky Mountain brewery or whatever, or might be near Sugarlands, I'm not sure, but they have the courtyard, and they have a little stage set up there, and there's always bluegrass players up there, and I can sit there and sip my moonshine and listen to that all day long.
I don't know whether, I don't think I've ever been to Pigeon Forge. I'm in the Gatlinburg.
Pigeon Forge has that too. They have that new, what they call the island, and it has all the shops and all that, and they have the Smoky Mountain brewery, and I guess it's like a little satellite store type, but they have an area for the bluegrass pickers to sit out there and play near the fountain and all that. It's really neat.
Speaking of moonshine, I tried some really good moonshine the other day. It was banana pudding.
I haven't tried that one. I've heard people say it's really good.
Was really good. It was smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It was so smooth. I mean, you could get really messed up on it because it was so smooth.
Yeah,
but I only took a couple of swigs of it, but it was good stuff.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that gets you in trouble.
Oh yeah.
That, I think there's
I can already feel my clothes coming off when I took a swig of it. I could already, they were already sliding off my shoulder. I was like, yeah, you gotta slow down there, Valerie. Slow down.
Julie and Tina better get you under control before that you move moonshine. My younger brother's father-in-law used to bring moonshine back from West Virginia, which is where he's from, and he would put rock candy in it.
Ooh.
And just let it dissolve. And that sucker was so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And it burnt clean, too. You could throw a match on it, pour some in a shot glass and light it up, and it was the prettiest clear blue flame.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
So we know. Memo to everybody. Keep the boss lady away from the moonshine.
Keep your liquor cabinets shut, locked.
keep the
Padlock.
moonshine away from the boss lady,
Yeah.
cause she's liable to get.
That's what I was telling my daughter. Like I have alcohol in my refrigerator, but I won't drink it. I don't know why, but I have Mike's Hard Lemonade. I think I have 2 bottles of wine in there that haven't been opened. I don't know. I just don't. I like
We
the
get.
thought of it, but for me to, just sit and drink a beer or something, that's just not. I don't even know why I buy it really, but
We have a bottle of a bottle of Russian vodka, and 2 bottles of Ukrainian vodka in our cupboard that we bought when we were in Russia and Ukraine getting the boys. So they're like
hmm
24 years old. Those bottles are.
wow, wow.
So we got them for the pretty labels.
Yeah, well,
'Cause they're
there you
not,
go. That's a good reason.
but
Well, I'm hoping to get some good stuff here today. With the bag sale, you can't. I can't beat not getting some good stuff. So, for low prices, I just seen that they require masks here, so I got to get my mask out.
do they?
That's
Is the crack lady going to be there today?
I don't know. I don't know if she knows about this place, and I didn't divulge that information.
So you're at a different place than yesterday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's about 30 more minutes up the road, so.
Yeah, have fun picking.
But hopefully, I'll be able to find some good stuff for fourth quarter, and I've got lots of stuff at home, but that's okay.
Yeah. So
I'm sure we all do.
that and Gwen and I went to the hardware store yesterday and bought a bunch of paint and brushes and stuff. Oh my God.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
No, it's horrible. I hate to paint.
No. Sounds like
Todd,
work.
Paint.
Todd is like those old Texas movies where the guys are on the chain gang.
Yep.
Can I get a drink of water, boss? That's what he is with
Mm.
Gwen. Gwen's got got his ankles chained together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I really don't mind painting when it's right in front of me the same height as I am. But if I have to bend over or reach up, I get tired of that real quick.
Hey, that's a good workout for you.
Oh yeah,
You wouldn't have to walk on your treadmill that day.
I really do want to paint instead of being out of shape. Oh man.
I'm
Yeah,
telling
it
you.
probably
I just
wouldn't
think
be so hard to paint now if I was in a lot better shape either. So anyway, whatever.
I'm gonna beat you.
What mama wants, mama gets.
Yeah, if
That's
mama's
right.
not happy, nobody's happy.
I gotta
Mm.
keep that attitude.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that note, it's 9:00.
What do you know?
Do you know
You gonna
what
be
Yeah,
back
this
time
tomorrow,
place.
we
Valerie?
are?
Yeah, I should. I don't have any reason not to be unless something happens. But that's the plan. Is I'll be back tomorrow.
All righty.
All right.
Everybody have a great day.
All
All
right,
right. We'll
Tom,
see y'all
Boss
later.
Lady, thanks for coming on.
You're
Anytime.
Thanks
welcome.
for everybody coming into the chat zone over there.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
End broadcast.